Welcome back for the final time tonight. We're going to be jumping into the fray for the third map between ENCE and GODSENT. It's been 16-6 either way, with GODSENT having the momentum coming through into Mirage after wrecking ENCE on cash, of course. It's been quite a long day for both of us. We started things, we're ending things. It's come full circle. But yeah. I think you're going to try and keep as unbiased as possible, but of course, you want ENCE to come through here. Goes without saying.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I have a, you could say, blood oath to vouch for them in this situation. But, you know, interestingly enough, in this best of three so far, each picking up the map of their opponents and winning it. Train obviously being GODSENT's map, getting totally destroyed.
Yep.
And then GODSENT picking up Cash, which was ENCE's choice. So now we're going to the third map, which is Mirage. Obviously, we saw these two teams played earlier. Well, we were not covering it, but still they played one another. That was an overtime affair. I think it was 19-16 scoreline in favor of ENCE.
Yep.
So, well, if that's an indication, it should be closer than the map number one, map number two we've seen so far.
You think so? But as you said, Pronak's the kind of in-game leader that adapts. He's very good at reading situations and not making the same mistakes twice, plus the fact it's getting on in the night. Maybe some fatigue starting to creep in for some of the players, getting a little bit tired. Not entirely sure. It could be a lot of different reasons, but needless to say, on paper, you feel like this should be the closest of the maps, that we should at least get, you know, quite a competitive map, because the other two have been far from competitive.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how ENCE is going to be able to adjust, knowing the fact that they, like you said, they played each other, and Pronax is an in-game leader that is really good, calling things on the fly, adjusting to the situation that's unfolding right at the moment. So not only having to fall back on all the set pieces. So I think we're about to be ready here as well. And it's going to be interesting to see what side it's going to be, or which team is going to start on which side as well. I think we saw ENCE on the CT side picking up 8 rounds the first time we played Mirage, and they started off on the CT side, and obviously GODSENT did the same thing on the CT side. And then it was ENCE picking up 1 round on the T side of overtime, and 3-0ing on the CT side. As we can see, it's going to be GODSENT on the T side. And they have a set of nades here for Pronax. Everyone else opting to go with the armor and Glocks.
Quite a bit of utility picked up for GODSENT as well, though a lot of it's been chucked out. And there's Nasu trying to rinse and repeat from his ridiculous Dust 2 with 4 kills, but he's going to go down right afterwards. Yuho now steps up and he's going to pick up 2 kills of his own. And that's keeping the dream alive, looking for a third lance the headshot onto Schneider with the last bullet.
Oh, what a shot from Zate. Great round. Wow. ENCE one way to bounce back after such a capitulation on cash. Yeah, that's is that a signs to come? And also is opening up that monster can. He's going to be a monster through map number 3. Obviously, he was struggling on cash. As he pointed out at one point, he was sitting at 1 on 14, I think it was. Yeah. But he's going to be able to get that first kill. It was a full-on plow for GODSENT to the B bomb side. Not working out. They're going to be going for the force buy. The box with smokes and a flash and a bunch of Tech 9s, 2 Deagles as well to go with. And it seems like it's going to be an A play coming in from GODSENT. Yeah, that plow hit the roadblock of Yuho with 3 kills. And now GODSENT looking to bounce back with an A play. And look at Twist, he's just waltzing his way through, completely undeterred. Schneider with a long-range Tech 9 kill, and here comes Twist with his Deagle, and ENCE giving up A. Now struggling with the retake more than likely as they find themselves a player down. If Alu can pick this kill up, though, it definitely gives him a chance, and he's not going to get it done. Lekros there with a Deagle. What is happening? Now it's up to Nasu and Zate to try and salvage this round, but Alu again, man, you expect him to get that kill, and it could prove to be so costly for ENCE after winning the pistol. M4 picked up. What a shot that is from Nasu, looking to change the direction. The bomb's been defused, and Nasu does enough. He stands on top of the shoulders of Zate, and they get the second round just out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was a bit of a miracle in the works, and that works out in the end for ENCE. Now, the interesting part is, considering only 2 of the CTs survived that round, it's going to be a queue for GODSENT to go for another force buy. They got the entries to the bomb site. They made it a quick 5-on-3. And they got the bomb down. Everything seemed like it was going the way of the Swedes to pick up a force buy, but that didn't happen. As we can see, GODSENT really does invest on this one. They have 3 AKs, a Deagle, and a Tech 9. Quite a bit of utility as well, and they're taking over Miller right now.
Solid call that you made, that they may very well be baited into going for this force buy, knowing that ENCE are wobbling. Their economy is really sketchy. Twist land the headshot with one of the aforementioned AKs, and that's Nasu. Seems to have a resurgent performance so far on Mirage. Pretty big pick. Twist is low though. Pronax only with a Deagle. Twist has no head armor, so GODSENT is still in a bit of a precarious position, I think it's safe to say.
Definitely, this is a be worth 2 rounds either way. To be honest with you, if ENCE loses this, they're gonna have to save. The same goes for GODSENT. Yuho could be playing with fire here, but decides to just fall back. Snyder was just waiting there for anyone to push through Cat. Yuho deciding against it, falling back, and I think slow down. 50 seconds on the clock. Seems like the bomb is making its way towards the B house, and also, well, as we said, Snyder is close to short B, so that does seem like a B push is imminent, and a really passive hold from ENCE right now towards that B bomb site.
Yeah, the bulk of their defense is on A. They just find themselves with, I believe that's Yuho.
Yep.
Who's over on the B side in kitchen. Indeed it is. With the M4 in hand, he's going to have a big task ahead of him. If he can just pick up a kill, that could stop the push for a few more seconds. But, oh, that headshot onto Twist is tasty. And now that gives ENCE the chance to now get the rest of their teammates in close enough proximity. The bomb will get planted with the smoke screen ahead of it. But now what happens in the retake is completely up to ENCE, and it's going to pretty much be Yuho leading the charge. Kills come in, Palf with 2, that leaves him all that remains. They know he's on this side of the bomb, and he's going to get picked off from Sunny. A good retake overall from ENCE, and they're going to take a 3-0 lead.
But still, it's going to be just Sunny and Xardia surviving, so still economy is in danger for ENCE. Again, the question remains for GODSENT, are they going to keep forcing in there or not? I say they might, well, I think the more conservative move obviously is just to save one and then go for the full-on buy afterwards. They're going to be going for the half buy. So Tech-9s, Arbors, and a lot of nades. So it's still a possibility for them to do things in the following round, but this also enables them to do a full-on out execute. And they're going to be hoping for a lot of close quarter fights, obviously. That's going to be a catwalk smoke coming in from Twist right now, but as we can see, that's just going to be a fake. Meanwhile, his teammates are just setting up for a B push.
The interference play in from GODSENT, but looks like ENCE aren't budging again. This time, it's going to be Zate who's taken the initiative, goes into the V-Apps in a position he can drop off if needs be. Going to try and spray his way out of bother, but only finds himself able to pick up one. Nasu, in the meanwhile, on short. Did spot a couple of players in, and again, it's the same kind of position as last time. Wait for his team to arrive, try and retake and force. This time, GODSENT just with Tech-9s have no more utility to play with. That flashbang on point, but Yuho's going to get picked off. And a second kill for Twist as well. He switched across to the M4 looking for a third, and now 2 kills come back for ENCE, making a third for themselves now. Pronax and a 1v1 as it all falls to Alu. He's going to stick on the site and hope that Pronax goes for the peak. In actual fact, he's just going to hold on to the defuse, and Pronax assumes it's a fake, and that will be at the cost of the round. But in fairness, it was a tough decision to take for Pronax. If he peaks there, probably gets AWP'd anyway.
Exactly. Well, these rounds are really just weird so far. 2 ninja diffuses, you could say, so far in the first, well, 5 rounds of the half. In situations where GODSENT was definitely favored a lot of the time. They made it a 4-4 after plant situations, with Tech-9's Twist doing a lot of work, obviously, as well. Just trying to take over that retake, make it null. But now, here comes a full buy for GODSENT. They have an off Twist here. It's in window, but he's going to get mowed down by Alu. Pronax team kill Snyder, but then also get a kill onto Sunny, and kills just going left and right now.
Unfortunate, but had to take the shot. As we saw straight afterwards, after the team kill, he did bag himself to kill into the opposition. 3-on-3, and as you say, it has just been back and forth like a yo-yo between these two teams. And finally, ENCE looking to regain the lead. Ali with his second kill of the round as he's dropped to 43. And GODSENT have time to play with. Bomb is maneuvering itself over on the B side, however. Oh, and Zate, he could be in the thick of the action. This should be a free frag. He's actually going to wait to see if the second player shows up. Finally decides to put Pronax out of his misery, executing him. And GODSENT should be bowing out of this round as a result of that little comedic moment of Counter-Strike.
It's a full-on brawl in the middle, ended up in a 3-on-3 situation. Xardia taking that very aggressive approach, and B-Apps obviously getting the kill in the 3-on-2. Now, Lekro alone here. Well, a bit of a stalemate going on here. The bomb is down in B-Apps. Oh, what a nice shot from Lekro. Getting a headshot onto Alu. Now, that's going to leave Yuho and Xardia here. It's going to be camping the kitchen area.
You can't lose this, and surely you cannot lose this. Another molly comes down, a flashbang is in, and there you go. Lekro decided, okay, I've used my flash after pushing after it, and that's going to be to his death. And ENCE, fair play to them. They got battered at the start of Cash. I think they were, what, 5-0 down at one point? And now they're looking to return the favour.
Indeed, it's 5-0 right now, and
Oh, their economy, though. They have to go for 2 UMPs because they've consistently lost 3+ players.
that's what I was going to say. The rounds have been so super close right now, so they are still in danger of getting a reset here. So 1 round, if GODSENT manages to get just 1 round, I could turn the tides here in their favor. And in the other side, you have GODSENT with quite a few utility in case on everyone else but Snyder. So they have all the means to do what kind of an execute they would like to.
Going up though for Alu. Has been landing a few more shots recently. And look at this mid-control that's being assumed from ENCE. They've got 2 players there. A lot of information is being gathered as a result. If they push one of these players up, then they're going to get even more info. The thing for GODSENT is they have got so much time, they're playing so passively. Alu now going to be holding the angle, spots the player jumping across, decides not to pull the trigger and give his position away just yet. And when Alu played for NIP, he consistently went into similar positions as this. He actually dropped down a lot as well and have a peek into underpass. So definitely watch out for that as the rounds progress. But so far, so good. No early casualties of war. All 10 players alive and kicking.
Yeah, well, there's a potential for possible catwalk push from GODSENT, considering the bomb is in B-apps. The 1 player really aggressive. Lekro here all the way in B-apps. Valve making his way through catwalk. Yuho's going to be the one to open things up in window. Now, Alu connector just moves away in the right or wrong moment, depending on how you look at it. Oh, but now Twist is going to get that shot, and that's going to initiate the push. It's coming in. Pav gets Sarte. Sana gets on the Twist, though. Now, Nasu with the UMP gets a kill, but it's going to get just plowed by Lekro. And it's going to be all down to Yuho and Sunny to try to retake the site.
Yuho desperate for some backup. Finally goes down. Sunny's going to be coming through the B-app side with his UMP. The bomb will get planted, so that 9 seconds has no relevance anymore. GODSENT left it for the last few seconds, but they got it done. Now, Sunny, this next passage of play is so important. If he can pick up this first kill, which he will do for free, he's going to drop down and just make sure no one's to his right-hand side before he does pull the trigger. And now with Schneider on 44, this is doable. There is a kit in the hands of Sunny. The bomb is planted in a position, and from the trajectory of that Molly knows exactly where GODSENT's final player is. The UMP is on point, and with this defuse kit, he is going to have enough time to get this done. So ENCE will have a 6th round. Very well played.
So many close rounds. It just keeps going the same way all the time. It feels like this is scripted so far. Just, you know, you can't really make it any close, can you? Every single round going down the wire. So as we can see, Sonny manages to get the opposite wall, so that's going to be some money saved. But still, the economy is not looking pretty for ENCE, so they really want to make sure they get a couple of rounds super clean so they can build up a bank, because GODSENT, having lost this many rounds in a row and also getting the bomb plan, means they have everything they would ever love to do and execute of any kind.
It'll be so frustrating for GODSENT knowing that ENCE are on the brink of having no money whatsoever.
Oh, Snyder was in prime position to get that kill, but you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be him getting a lot more damage than he was able to deal. So he decides to fall back. Things have slowed down. Seems like GODSENT this time around have sent people to underpass to go to middle to under window.
Boost up into window. GODSENT, oh, needed that spray. They needed desperately to get the first kill. We haven't really seen them do that a great deal so far on Mirage. Sunny down to 60, but kill goes his way. And that's all ENCE care about. Minute left on the timer. Alu now relocating, looking into connector, realizing that Sunny couldn't peer out of window, otherwise he'll lose his life. So trying to gain that control back. Here comes a second boost, but smart play from Sunny, just backs away. Yuho, meanwhile, elsewhere on the map, is going to put down Twist, and well, the kills are coming in thick and fast for ENCE as GODSENT are going to crumble once again. It's all on Lekro and Pronax. Lekro gets the first kill in this confrontation. Pronax pop flashing his way in, but just running out of time, and yeah, the bomb is over in Palace, as you've just pointed out there. So whatever happens, it's going to have to take a massive marathon effort from Lekro to get anything done out of this round from here on out. 25 seconds left.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be possible for him. He might be even opting to take that 8 AWP and try and save it with 16 seconds on the clock. That's exactly what he's going to do, but I think Nasu may have just heard him. He's going to take the peek also, and Lekro not going to hit that shot either. That means that they might be able to get that AWP. I think that's going to be a tactical pause for GODSENT, but I think the frustrating part for them right now is just all the rounds are being super close. It's not like, from a strategic point of view, that they've done a lot of things wrong, really. It's just been all the small things, the afterplays, the G-on-2s and one-on-ones that have gone the way of ENCE. So this I mean, this tactical pause is more about just trying to calm things down, trying to make sure that, you know, if everyone's getting jumpy, a little bit frustrated, they're just going to try to reset the situation at this point.
Completely agree with you. I don't think it's anything to do with the tactical aspect of their gameplay that's been lacking. They've got onto the sites, they've got the bomb plants, they've been able to work ENCE into positions where they've had a player left, 2 players left. There's been a couple of ninja diffuses thrown in the mix as well. Everything's happening. I mean, you honestly couldn't write a script for how this has gone so far. So I definitely agree. I think this is just a chance now for Pronax to say, okay, guys, let's settle down. We're still in this game. Yes, we're 7-0 behind. It looks pretty bad, but let's take each round at a time. Let's build this back up brick by brick. And if we can get towards 6 or so rounds, let's say, on this half, there's still a real chance of them winning this map. But I mean, you got to credit as well ENCE's tenacity to be in these kind of situations and get the retakes time and time again. That's impressive.
Oh yeah, it's cool to see that just the mental fortitude they're showing so far, and just being how, like, I guess mature they playing together as a team as well. You know, not a lot of free kills being given out to their opponents either, so they're playing quite calmly in all the situations. In the middle, it's just being, you know, just flip a coin a lot of the rounds. But here we go once again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be 7-0 for ENCE right now in the 3rd map of the decider match here in Group number B. And it seems like a bit of a save here coming from GODSENT. Alu just spotted out a couple of the Ts who were working their way towards that middle area. But it's going to be Yuho getting the first kill.
Especially impressive the way ENCE have been performing, considering they just got battered on their choice of map of cash. 16-6. You'd never think that if you just tuned in. This round, though, is pretty much a gimme across the ENCE. It's really the next round where you're going to see if there's any tweaks to the strats from Pronax. There's an AK in play for Lecro. Nice frag. Zarte jumps up to his death, looking for a second, but Nasu is there with his M4. And a second kill for Nasu. And a third as well. Nope, spoke too soon, although Schneider is down to 7. So as good as dead, I think it's safe to say. And there we go, he's been finished off.
Almost like a ghost. Now with Pronax left. That's the last one in, but it's going to go down an 8-0 scoreline for ENCE here. And well, they keep it rather clean, and that means they're finally going to be able to build a little bit of bank, a bit of buffer, going further down on this half. 1 round lost would not mean that they will have to save right away, even being up this much. But now let's see what kind of adjustments we see from GODSENT. Haven't really seen a lot of the just pop flashing going to the site kind of plays on this map, considering how much we saw it on Cash, how much we saw it on Train especially. So far, it's been a lot about mid control. Seems like they are opting to go for that once again.
Could almost be a double bluff as well if GODSENT change absolutely nothing. That could force ENCE into overthinking the situation and effectively playing themselves out the round. There's a lot of different layers to Counter-Strike in that sense, but there's the first spray down. You can talk all you want, but if you're going to concede the first kill, then it makes your job a whole lot harder from Pronax's perspective. He has the bomb in his hands, and again, it's going to be mid-control, as you highlighted before.
I think they're going for a connector. They've smoked off Catwalk. Slider just waiting for the right moment. Yuho here. It's going to be the hot seat, but Slider just walking in. Oh, he's going to get 2 kills before Lecro managed to retaliate. A 4-2, just in a blink of an eye. And now it becomes a 4-1 with just Lecro alive here. It's on top of the stairs. 3 remaining. The bomb is out in connector. 55 seconds on the clock. Still got a grenade, 2 flashes to work with, but CTs really need to overcommit facing 1 by 1 for this to be possible for Lecro. For a while it seemed like that might be a possibility, but in the end it's going to be another round going the way of the Finns.
Very unfortunate passage of play for GODSENT, because you can see they almost got kind of too crowded for their own good, and you saw a player turning around, and the guy behind him scared in case he team kills, and then he ends up dying as well in the gunfire. Just very awkward stuff from GODSENT. 4 round loss bonus, of course, that they've had for quite a considerable amount of time at this point, so it's going to be an easy rebuy for them. But at some point, you have to start to convert some of these force buys into rounds, because the top of the scoreboard says 9-0, and we're now getting into out-of-control territory for GODSENT.
Well, if you can make it 5, even 6, then you can say they still have a possibility. Pronax taking things to his own hands. Getting the first kill, but Ala retaliation right away, and also Poff going down to 12 HP. Now Lecro has made his way up from the stairs already. Oh no, the kills are going back and forth once again. Now it becomes a 3-on-2 all of a sudden. But like I said earlier, Poff really low on HP, though, so that's going to favor ENCE, obviously. Now things slow down, minute and 15 on the clock. One of the T's are in the middle. That's going to be Snyder. Just trying to get a possible pick here in mid, but as it seems right now, well, Yuho actually is just playing with the idea of peeking. Ooh, he's going to survive that as Snyder is not able to connect.
This has probably been one of the closest 9-0s I think I've ever witnessed. It's
Probably
weird.
is, right?
You tune into a stream, you see 9-0, like, okay, GODSENT have been absolutely wrecked. That's not really the case.
Yeah,
ENCE have played very well, but GODSENT have had opportunities.
Scoreboard does not always tell the full story. It's what they say, right?
Very true. Same with stats. And the stats right now point heavily in ENCE's favor, and Alu decides not to have a shot. He's
The
like,
timing,
okay.
it's not going his way today, is he?
Yeah.
Now they got a free entrance from the A slope right now. They're all the way to the stairs, but finally Alu's going to face. He's going to get that kill now. He knows the second guy's on the side. That's going to be Puff with 12 HP. 1-on-2 to work with. So it's to hit some amazing shots to make this possible for him.
Especially considering the time as well, 12 seconds. He pretty much has to stick on this one. And there's the peak. Very smart from ENCE. You can see Zate wanted to go for the peak earlier, but Yuho was there to back him up. And well, 10-0.
Just waiting for the moment where the desperation rushes come in, where the simple plays come in, because so far this methodical trying to take over middle and then work things from there on out is not working out, as we can see right now. Sunny is taking out the big guns. This car 20 is out.
Well, the thing is, of course it's a viable weapon. This isn't a troll from Sunny.
No.
But you can see the economy from ENCE is still not great.
Yeah,
so
gotta be careful.
If you put so much money in and you really invest and GODSENT end up winning this round, that's their gateway back towards 5 rounds, which obviously isn't great for the T side of Mirage, but that's workable. That's a whole lot better than the alternative right now. So GODSENT, I want to hold on to optimism. I think they still have a glimmer of hope, albeit very small. This grenade has damage written all over. Actually, I think just bounces the wrong side of the wall and does negligible damage to Electro. Leads 8 in total. There's the 1 AK coming to good, but there's the Scott. And he's picking off players, the auto sniper. 2 kills as Alu misses his shot. In connector, here comes the auto again, but suddenly GODSENT have the player advantage, and this is it. This is almost the worst case scenario. Yuho is going to bring it back to a 2-on-2, but now the auto sniper is in the hands of GODSENT.
And the bomb is planted in the B bomb side as well. Yuho gets the kill, and this is where they realize that no, it still haven't realized the fact that the bomb is not even planted on A bomb side. So that's going to play in the favor of Twist so much right now. They're still trying to retake an empty A bomb site. And that's Twist is just going to be thinking on the B bomb side, well, it's oddly quiet around here right now, but now they finally do realize that it's almost even too late. I think they should just fall back right now. They don't have time. You got to fully commit on the defuse right away and just hope for the best, to be honest with you. That they find the right spot. They don't. If Twist is going to clutch it out, that's going to be the opening round for GODSENT in round number 11.
You're going to see how much that's going to hurt as well for the Finns, losing those last 2 weapons. I actually think this may force them into an eco.
Exactly. That is the situation. I think Sunny is down to 1.5k, for example, but let's see once we actually get to see what the money looks
go
like.
For a force, but it's not great, is it?
Definitely not. I'm not really sure I agree with this, but well, I have an op on Alu, so yeah, depends on if they have a game plan for this. And look at this, GODSENT definitely has a game plan. There's going to be plowing on the A side. Now it's going to be all on Sunny, to be honest with you. And whoever's on the stairs right now. And Sunny with the UMP as well. And here comes the push from A slow, put you in get right position. And I think they're both super low. They are. No kills for Sunny. Puff getting the first one in.
A lot of damage inflicted, but the rest of ENCE able to do it every time. Alu misses. Natu jumps out of his chair in disappointment. He is on the edge of his seat, quite literally, but GODSENT have managed to get their way across into the site. Let Grow with the molly kill onto Yuho. This is the reason why I was saying before, maybe the Force wasn't such a great idea, especially when you got a 10-1 lead. There's no rush to go for the Force buys, and this is really going to cripple ENCE into the next round, and that's where the 10-5 scoreline does start to become more of a reality. Second round in for GODSENT.
Again, has to be said, if Alu had connected on the shot, that could have really changed the dynamic of the situation totally. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to connect on it. Obviously frustrating me watching it, but it's just the way it is. GODSENT with their second round, they're chiming back into this right now. Now ENCE is going to take that save. I think that gives an opportunity for GODSENT to make it 10-3. Slowly coming back into this after, well, you could say quite horrible first 10 rounds of this first half.
Horrible in the sense that they've really been unfortunate in some cases.
Yep.
It's not been terrible counter-strike by GODSENT, not by any stretch of the imagination, which is why I feel like that 10-5 scoreline could very well prove to be what we end up at, and then ENCE will be kicking themselves that they didn't close this out in a more convincing manner. This is a full-on eco, a pure eco with 5 USPs and nothing else. If they could get one kill, it would be impressive from this point. And full AKs are against them. They do get the kill. Yuho will be shanking at the back, picks up the AK. What is happening? Kills are coming down. ENCE have picked up 3 kills, and they have an AK in the hands of Yuho. GODSENT should still be able to take down this round, but how ENCE are even in this position to start off with is a miracle.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Well, that almost crumbled. Yuho getting a knife kill. They didn't make 3 in total, but in the end, the last 2 remaining GODSENT players managed to clutch it out, and that's going to be the 3rd one on the board now. Let's see what the choices are from ENCE. They have an op on Alu, and will enforce across the board, but this could be the difference now of a potential 10-5. It's up to ENCE to try to stop this run of rounds for GODSENT. Seems like they're going to be going for some connector smokes here. 2 players playing here in middle, and 3 towards the A side right away.
The thing is, as well, with that knife, that gave Yuho a nice little boost of money, so he's able to get full dose of grenades.
Some of that 6 Gorilla.
Yeah. GODSENT, suddenly with a second wind, looking to bounce back into Mirage. That's one hell of a way to start things off, with Palf and Schneider both bagging themselves kills. There's Pronax as well. 3 separate assailants, make it 4. Everyone's chimed in, barring Twist, who is 6 foot under, so he's not going to be able to reach out from the grave. Now Zate has a very tall task ahead of him, 2 kills down, but the second kill hurt him pretty significantly, down to 20, and that is going to be the round going GODSENT's way. When you consider it was 10-0 just a few moments ago, suddenly it's 10-4, and ENCE's economy going through into the last round is going to be far from great.
Yeah, well, if you're judging from just the way that this like the rounds themselves have gone, 10-5 scoreline is probably not like a crime in itself, but like you said, it has to be kicking themselves. Opportunity for a much bigger scoreline was there. Now they're going to have 3 UMPs of FAMAS and Aloe with the casual auto shotgun. Why not?
XM. Wow.
Okay. XMG in the house.
Indeed. And again, it goes back to that decision of force buying at 10-1. If they'd just gone for a half buy, they had a solid buy, but that's all in the past. They got to focus on the here and now. Oh, it's unfortunate. Yuho gets caught with the smoke out. Lekro doesn't get punished either from the second player who was there, and that is going to be Nasu who comes in with the UMP. And hold the phone for a second, because maybe ENCE are going to spoil the party and not allow GODSENT to get the 5 rounds.
Bombs down in the slope, but Sunny's not going to be able to. Oh, he does realize Pronax coming in. 7 to 12 HP. It's just going to be all down on Twist right now. 1 on 3, but 2 of this is super low on HP, but so is Twist right now. He's been taken down to 19 HP. Just going to be coming up on that A slope and going down, taken down by Xarte. So 11-4 scoreline. What could have been a 13-2, could have been bigger than that. Could have been 14-1, but, well, see if that's enough. Obviously, last time around, they only got 8 rounds on CT side and still managed to get those 7 to take it. I think they were 15-14 up, actually, so they had the match point. It was GODSENT that managed to equalize in the end. Now, obviously, I think it goes without saying that the pistol round, it's going to be super important.
Well, pretty much pistol or bust, really, for GODSENT. The thing is, as well, if you gave ENCE an 11-4 lead before we started, at halftime, they'd have bitten your hands off. But then in the context of what we just witnessed, 11-4, they may be a little bit disappointed with this. Then that, again, that's why stats don't really paint the full picture of a game.
Exactly. You're definitely on point there. But, that's still a situation where, from a GODSENT point of view, considering how the first 10 rounds goes, they're like, all right, we still got a chance at this. And when you're ENCE, obviously you're like, all right, 11-4 this is something we can definitely work with on our T side. So here comes the pistol round. Let's see what the buys from ENCE. Seems like it's going to be, again, just full-on out armors. No nades bought from them. So that indicates that definitely not going to be any set piece coming in. Instead, we're just going to be trying to use that brute force of blocks. And they're going to be taking over middle. Twist here in window. Had a little cheeky little angle. Not going to be able to connect on a lot. And then Pronax also on short. He's going to be under a lot of pressure, I feel like.
Twist may be a little bit disappointed he didn't get at least 1 kill for his troubles, but Eric Schneider alleviating the pressure that has been applied from ENCE in an 11-4 half. Twist down to 52. ENCE have made a move on to A, and it's the classic retake situation for GODSENT. The boost up, powerful, and the headshot. Pronax goes down afterwards from Sunny. Bomb has been planted in amongst all the chaos. And now it falls to GODSENT with a very CT-sided affair, pushing through the boxes. 4 players in total. Damage is being inflicted, but Nasu is going to fall down. There's Schneider. Meanwhile, Alu holding from jungle. The smokes are out here, and I have a feeling the bomb may have been tickled, but they have got the second kill out from Sunny, and now it falls to Sunny, who's gone for a second kill. And it's ring around the smoke right now between the last two players. Lecpro is hungry for this kill, lands the headshot, and with the defuse kit, you will have time. A solid round, and GODSENT just about scrape it, 11-5.
That looked quite similar from Train.
Yes.
The T-pistol round where Nasu manages to evade for long enough. Bullets being out of clips.
Oh, after Twist's crazy double.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
think plucked you out of midair, right?
yeah, so
Ridiculous.
what a close one out there. That was a obviously a really important one for GODSENT. They managed to take it up and see ENCE taking the more conservative approach. They're not going to be forcing into this. They've just upgraded some pistols. Seems like they've sent one on A apps, one B apps, and 3 middle. See if GODSENT is going to throw any aggressiveness at them.
P250 is the order of the day for ENCE. Sunny just with a Glock. Looking for a boost maybe. That's going to be into the hands of Schneider. I'm pretty sure he's going to pull the trigger and pick up this kill. Actually, does significant damage to Yuho, but doesn't get the kill. And there is the touchdown nade from Pronax. 2 kills. Both of the players are super tagged, but still, he is going to be accredited with the all-important frags. Ali, the only player to come in and pick up a kill for his team. M4 goes across to his hands. That's going to be salvaged. You've got to feel. And if GODSENT don't take this M4, this would be a bit of a crime, because it is the most expensive weapon on the server. And there we go. They are going to reclaim it for themselves.
Exactly. Once you realize where he was when they were sandwiching him from both sides and not see him. Oh, has to be in one of the corners. And now let's see. I think ENCE has the money to buy into this one. See how much they do have money and what they opt to do. Last time around, we saw a lot of mid control. They have an op on Alu as well, so it's going to be in the early op coming in, and the 8th play seemingly from ENCE. Like, oh, Alu get the first kill, but then goes down to Pronax. It's going to be trades coming in. Oh, Puff, you're in a massive position, and together with Twist, just mowing this attack down. Wow, that was a quick one from ENCE, just trying to plow in after getting that first pick for Alu, but yeah, didn't work out. It was just great play from Twist and Puff on that A-bomb site.
Great crossfire, put down. The UMP and the FAMAS going up huge. And a big investment from ENCE into that round, as you mentioned. The Alu's AWP did get at least 1 kill, but unable to connect the dots for the second. So that's going to hurt ENCE's bank balance, and well, they will be tapping out this round. They still will, even if they do lose this round, have a 3-round buffer anyway. So definitely not the end of the world as far as they're concerned. But this is GODSENT's chance now to regain a bit of confidence, to regain a bit of momentum, and of course, all-important money on top of it. Finances have to keep in check for the CTs to come back. Oh, Yuho. He's on the prowl with that deagle.
Yeah, he's just trying to get a shot, and there you go. Bob goes down with that eagle.
And he knows the second player to his left as well. He would have definitely heard those footsteps, especially as the confrontation's kicking off. So if Yuho can get this kill as well, this opens up things nicely. That being said, though, GODSENT are putting their foot down elsewhere. Next on the chopping block is Sunny, leaving Alu over on the B side. Oh, I was about to say, if he can get this kill, the bomb plant is pretty much his, but a nice position from Lecpro. I think we saw Victor using this earlier as well in the previous match that we casted. And that's going to be all she wrote for that round. So 11-8 now, your scoreline.
Yep. Let's see if the approach from ENCE is going to change. Last time around, they just sent Alu in middle and went for that A play from 3-point Palace. 1 from A slope, obviously, great job from Twist and Puff. Blocking that attack. Now Snyder taking a really aggressive approach, going on our pass right away. That M4, oh, the T's are ready for it, and now Snyder's just going to have to fall back. But as we can see, ENCE taking it really slow toward the middle, so Snyder not having a lot of trouble falling back to connector.
Cheeky plays from Pronax, actually pushing super aggressively up mid. Try and get some all-important information, but if it's at the cost of his life, it won't be worth it at this early stage of the round. They go for the pop flash behind the smoke. This could be absolute curtains. The double kill not in for Pronax, but he did at least get 1. A 1-for-1 trade, though, should favor ENCE, but Zarte very low on 19 health.
It's true now. It's a 4-on-4 situation. I'll always favor the T side. Means that the CT side has to take some risks, but that's something we've seen so far. GODSENT is good at taking risks, but they dare to do them as well. They've pretty much left A side open right now. Put a lot of emphasis in window and connector, and they're going to be pop flashing in the middle. Trying to get some information. Not getting any kills, so they have to fall back and play more towards that A site.
The thing is as well, with it being Pronax that died, he can now take more of an Overwatch perspective and try and pull the strings, as it were, on the rest of his team. So the calls, I have to feel, will be pretty clear across, as Twist is the next to come in and pick himself up a kill. Pouth now pounces on Sunny. Nasu and Alu, all that remain, make it Alu, and he's only got 10 health to play with. This would be a massive ask from him. He's going to be looking to dart his way onto Sandwich. The pop flash is going to come in, and he followed this one up. He goes for the jump up. That would have been one hell of a shot if he pulled it off, but it goes the way of GODSENT. And after an 11-4 half, we now move to 11-9. GODSENT breathing down the next events.
Yeah, they definitely are in this situation where you might want to even play with the idea of taking a pause when you're ENCE, just thinking of how do we want to approach things and just calm everyone down after that great first half and not being able to pick up a single round so far on the T side. Instead, they're going to be half buying into this. The Eagles Tech-9s, a couple of PT-50s, and a bunch of nades, and seems like a bit of a B execute coming in. I think it's going to be the perfect timing. So it's just going to be Snyder here, B. AWP as well, but instead, no, the push is not coming in. They're going to be falling back or just waiting a little bit longer. And now Lekro has joined the party.
I like this play. They heard the AWP shot ring out. They're not probably going to expect the M4 to be here as well, or at least not in this position. And now they know that Schneider's in the kitchen. This allows Lekro to open up. He only gets himself the one kill, and now the terrorist looking to come out the woodwork. Alu with the first one. They claim the M4 that was from the fallen comrade of GODSENT on Lekro. The bomb is going to get planted. There's no way for GODSENT to stop this just yet, so at least it's going to be a bit more economy pouring into the bank of ENCE. But can they hold off the retake? Tech-9's in close proximity. This is where the weapon is absolutely devastating. Double kill for Yuho. Then he's looking for a third. He lines up for him and very nearly gets it. But meanwhile, Schneider is now in a 1v2. He opened up the round nicely from Kitchen. He's going to have to come full circle with this AWP. And he decides to just duck out. ENCE have somehow, with Tech-9s, made it work and break GODSENT's streak on their CT side.
Very similar to what we saw in the first half. GODSENT did pretty much the same thing, just half buying into it with Tech-9s and having a bunch of grenades as Snyder's going to get a fadeaway kill onto Alu, and he's going to be able to save that AWP, but similar situation. This time, it's Yuho getting the kills, and Snyder looking at the last one there. Yuho getting the crucial kills in Kitchen, and that made the difference, really. Getting a 1-on-2 situation, Schneider just opting out of it, and that's going to be the first one. Going the way of ENCE here in the second half, and that's going to be their 12th off the map.
It's pretty nuts to think that GODSENT just went, what, 5 rounds in a row, but still find themselves at a 3-round deficit. It's pretty intense. Just goes to show how one-sided that first half ended up being, statistically speaking. ENCE now with full AK is one of the better buys that we've seen from them on their T side, whereas GODSENT already chugging through quite a lot of their grenades. They still have 3 in sentries though, plenty of smoke, so they're A-OK for the time being. Set play on A, but this is a fake. ENCE don't even have the bomb on this side of the map. This is going to be a full-on fake from GODSENT, and it's drawing out 4 players over to this side of the map. Meanwhile, ENCE making moves through mid.
Yeah, they're going for the connector. Twist is going to be here. I think it's hurt him already. Nasu's already up and close and personal. Oh, who's going to get a kill onto Jungle? And Yuho as well. Twist getting a kill before going down. Yuho is on a mission right now. Maybe a little bit overextending as well. They had the control of the situation already. Decides to push all the way to CT spawn. Now, the bomb is getting planted in a really open situation. Somehow Alu doesn't lose a single HP. And it becomes an after-plan situation.
Yeah, Channeling is in a Neo, just dodging every single bullet that was shot his way. I have no idea how Nasu picked up a kill out of that situation, but anyway, can ENCE finish off this round? A 2-on-2 now, beautiful play from Alu, 2 kills for him. Looking for a third, misses the third shot, but Schneider's position is known, and you've got to say that ENCE in prime position to hold off this play. Schneider's going to be playing passive. ENCE have this round. They're going to take it 13th.
Yeah, indeed. And now that's Alu paying back for some of the misses he had in that 2-on-3 situation, getting 2 crucial kills in an after-plan situation. And like you say, 13th round for ENCE. And now I'm really intrigued to see what the economy looks like for the CDs. Obviously, they managed to save that AWP, but what do they have apart from that? In that round, though, ENCE doing the A-set smokes instead of just fully committing to it, which is what basically GODSENT was expecting. It was a connector split and that shot from Nasu to Jungle, which is of course just something that wasn't supposed to happen. I thought it was just going to get mowed down. Yuho, however, overextended to spawn once they already had the site under control. As we can see right now, the economy is becoming an issue for GODSENT.
Yeah, 5.7 and MP9. Definitely weapons that can do the damage. And the fact that the AWP's rained out from BAPS onto Zate is definitely going to give them a fighting chance into this round. Here comes Pronax. Oh, great work from Schneider. Yuho's been picked off, and now Alu. And Nasu with it all to do. Make it just Nasu making absolutely nobody. GODSENT with one of their worst buys have made it work and only lose one player in the process. That is solid Counter-Strike, and they are on double digits, 13-10 now.
Yep, big work done there by Snyder. Again, the first pick as Rush was coming in. Had he missed a shot, I think that would have been a world of trouble on that B bomb site. Instead, it's going to be GODSENT picking that one up. It's straight up B play not working in ENCE's favor. I think a tactical pause coming in from ENCE. All right. So I think that's going to be a good time to just calm things down. And I think their economy is looking to pretty, considering how close the rounds have been now in the last two.
Yeah, I think this is a solid time to call a tactical pause, just to try and calm themselves down. As you said before, a kind of team that maybe need now and again someone just to put a reassuring hand on their shoulder and say, okay, look, boys, let's just chill. We've got the 13-10 lead. We're looking pretty good. As you mentioned before, you highlighted the economy, maybe not the greatest, and certainly doesn't appear to be that.
Yeah, you already fully bought into it, so I guess they're going to be fully committing into this round right here. Instead, they could have easily just had a save. Considering the scoreline and everything, it would have had a great buy in the following round. So this is a very risky play right now for ENCE.
He also is on 25 for 18. That is pretty blistering stuff. 3-round lead for the Finns. If you just join us, it's 1-1. Both maps went 16-6 in opposite directions. Both teams actually won their opposition's choice. It's been a strange old game of CS, this one, this best of 3.
Yeah, bizarro world. 16-6, 16-6, why not? 13-10 right now, so much closer affair. Like we said previously, it's funny, by the way, ENCE versus God. That's a fair fight, isn't it? Mirage, they've already played these teams together, or against one another, I should say. Earlier today, it was an overtime match, so it's always to be expected to be close. First half seemed like it was going to be just all ENCE, really. They had, even though it was super close, the scoreboard didn't really tell a full story, still seemed like ENCE was going to be running away with it, but then a couple of a bit questionable decisions with their buying gave GODSENT a possibility, and they definitely run with those if they get them.
In particularly the 10-1 force buy that went 4 allowed GODSENT a chance to get back. But let's focus on the present as we have resumed the action. ENCE go for a force buy. Looking to try and catch off guard GODSENT, but Schneider and Pronax are having none of it, both locking down on the B side. It is another fake though, and the bombs are going to start to get planted from ENCE and will be completed. Both ENCE players will look to run interference, try and block off, play the bodyguard. The AK-47 from Sunny was good for 1 kill, but no more, and Zate's the next player to fall. At least the bomb was planted though, some kills thrown in the mix. So ENCE will be able to get themselves some AKs in the near future. But GODSENT have brought it back to a 2-round deficit again. And this match is far from over, you have to feel.
That's that's a little bit different from the first time these teams played. We've seen a little bit of fakes here coming from ENCE. You see the overall rotation coming in from GODSENT too. You can really tell that they are on the edge all the time. It is crunch time right now, and things are getting really hectic. So that is the moments when you easily start over rotating. And right now we see ENCE is going to be saving on this one, so potentially going to be 13-12 scoreline. It's coming down the wire.
We wanted a competitive map, and in the competitive map we've certainly been given. Schneider again from BAPS. He's consistently in this place, and it seems like ENCE aren't respecting that. Now Yuho, he'd love to have the bomb in this kind of scenario, maybe try and get a cheeky plant on A, but unfortunately for him, it's on the other side of the map. Although GODSENT don't know it. So he could try and play with the mines a little bit here, see if he can take a couple players down with him with his deagle.
Yep, he's a pretty capable player with that deagle, but in a 1-on-5 situation, there's not a lot of hope left for him. Oh, well, that's going to give a bit of hope before Snyder comes in. He's going to get that kill, and like I said, 13-12 scoreline. Now it's going to be full-on buy for both sides, and this could be a huge round in terms of this whole series.
For me, this is the fulcrum point. This is the balancing point. And the winner of this round will tip the scales in their favor pretty heavily. So GODSENT still have the AWP in the hands of Schneider. Over on the B side, time and time again, Pronax very briskly through onto short. This is pretty impressive movement, and unfortunately from his perspective, no one pushed onto the mid boxes, otherwise he may have been in the thick of the action. Now he's got to play the patience game, and he decides to back away onto the B side.
Yeah, there's two of these CTs playing in B apps right now. I think they're tempting with the idea of maybe pushing. It's just going to be Snyder left here with the op again, taking a really aggressive angle. It's only Nasu who's playing this B apps right now. The rest of the Ts are just waiting for any potential aggressiveness from GODSENT, which we know right now, as we're looking at the minimap, that they're not going to be throwing any of that at ENCE. So, minute and 7 rather, left on the clock. Not a lot happened so far.
Well, you can see the atmosphere in this game. Both teams know how important this round is. Not going to give anything away for free. GODSENT went with the aggressive movement in the early stages of the round, but since then it has screeched to a halt. Schneider, no huge surprises where he's sitting with the AWP. But can ENCE counteract this? They're going to go for the pop flash. They're trying to draw out that first shot because, of course, he has to. And he's stuck in the animation for a couple of seconds. Instead, he decides to turn tail and run away. Nice jump across there from ENCE. They're keeping Schneider guessing. And in the meanwhile, the movement is coming on to the A side. So 4 players wrapping their way around, pincering in onto A. There are some CTs close enough in the form of Lekro, who's on the firebox. Bomb's been planted. In the meanwhile, it's been planted for short connector side, and Sunny and Alu both coming with kills. This is much better from ENCE. A 3rd kill from Sunny, and it's going to look to be a 4th as well, as Nasu looks to try and push in to window. A player in ladder nearly gets picked off, but GODSENT, they aren't going to concede the 14th round. It just depends on can they keep weapons going through into the next one. Not looking good.
Yeah, just Snyder left right now in B apps. He's been able to hold on to this op for quite a while. Oh, it's going to connect onto Yuho as well. Now it's just going to be just a duck hunt right now for him. Gets another one to Nasu as well. Sarda looms here as well. Oh, it's going to be Sarda with the 3rd of the round. And that's going to make a huge dent in the economy of ENCE as well, considering the situation that they don't have a lot of money. On the other side of things, you obviously GODSENT still has money to invest, so this duck hunt mission from ENCE may, well, it could backfire, because right now the situation is that they're not going to be able to fully buy exactly everything they would want to. They're going to have to make a little bit of a compromise.
Yeah, the hunters became the hunted in that sense, and we'll see if the saved AWP from Schneider can prove to be the determining factor here in round 27.
But what has to be said on ENCE's part, though, that's a nice fake again. To be trying to fake that B push and then going on the A side. Lekro, he was the guy that needed to do work behind that box. Really, just it's not able to be effective, even though he had the positional advantage. So 14-12 is the scoreline right now. It's favored ENCE.
Maybe looking for another fake is Nasu occupying mid. Going to try the boost into window. It's going to be more of a standard play this time. Yoho has landed the shot onto Schneider, and that's a big scalp to take at that. So the AWP is not going to play any further role in this round, at least not in the hands of Schneider, and neither twist. And Tech 9, blunt force trauma. Or pick him up. Palf up on the CT box is going to do what he can. Incendiary thrown out onto the site. That's not going to stop the bomb plant, but he will get the kill in the return. The Palf and Pronax are both coming in with kills. There's Pronax with another one. And even though the bomb is planted, GODSENT have the player advantage, and they still have grenades to use as well, including a smoke and incendiary and a couple of flashbangs. Smoke has been thrown out, 2 defuse kits as well in the hands of the Swedes. They look to try and force their way back onto the site. Sunny and Nasu are there. Pronax is tagged down to 15, but here comes Sunny. 2 separate situations to look out for. Jungle and ramp. Sunny's made noise. He's going to stop the bomb diffuser, but there comes the return kill from Palf, and he should have enough time to defuse this, so GODSENT will pick up a 13th round. But the early stages of that look so good for ENCE. It ended so poorly.
Yeah, not really sure what happened there. They had everything going on in their favor. The 4-3, the bomb is down. Well, as it was planted, that's when the kills happened. Obviously, Sarda went down with the Molotov, and then I think Yuho got spammed through that ticket booth. And that's when it became a 3-on-2 and then a 2-on-3, really. And now that's going to force ENCE into a force buy situation. And GODSENT is on the driver's seat right now. What a back and forth game. This is just nuts.
GODSENT suddenly looking like they could start to edge ahead as the favorites. ENCE have very little to play with in this round. It's Tech 9s and Kevlar, but we've seen better teams fall to this. Tech9 is going to claim at least 1 kill and a second as well from Alu. Bomb's been planted, M4 picked up. Just when he thought GODSENT had got a stable footing in this game, it could be turned on its head. Or will it? Schneider, op shot onto Nasu. Pronax coming through on the short side. Pop flash connects. Can't see anything. Zarte still gets himself the Tech9 headshot onto Pronax. That was their chance maybe, but now Palf jumps through, leaps through like a cat through on Kitchen. Palf goes down, Schneider with the AWP now. Misses his first chance, and that could be his last chance of this round. There we go, he's gonna get the second one, but he has no idea where Yuho is. He's been very quiet, backing away into the kitchen through window. And that's gonna be ENCE taking the round, somehow, some way. Just with Tech9s, they charge through onto the side, and now you can see the cheeky jump shots attempted with the Tech9. And Natu, I can't even imagine what your emotions are right now.
That's a ballsy tactic to just throw it out there. Just, yeah, let's just suka blia rush B. Why not? In the deciding moments of a best of 3, they make that work. Look at the buy from GODSENT right now. Again, now it's going to be ENCE on the driver's seat, but still an op on Snyder. I don't know how many rounds he's actually been able to hold on to this, but look at this, another beat rush coming in as the 3 of the CTs are in middle. And it's all going to be on Lecro, who goes down right away. Wow, but then Snyder gets the kill, so 4 and 4 after plant.
I feel like we could call these B charges like the Perkele push or something. Just rush through onto B and see what you can get done. And as the bomb is about to get planted very shortly, Alu's picked it up. There are more players on the side of GODSENT, but very low indeed in the sense of Pronax on 22 with just the UMP. 5-7 for Twist, good positions assumed from ENCE. Nasu should have this locked down. GODSENT have to go for this. They'll lose this round and they're done, and he turns his back. He's going to turn his attention towards the site, but oh my goodness, Pronax completely whiffing out on that opportunity. The last 2 remaining ENCE members are very low themselves. The AK spray is on point, leaving Twist in a 1v2. He's a very capable player, but this is a horrible position to be in. He's about to get peeked from both sides, gets picked off, and ENCE are going to take it 2-1, 16-3 in the 3rd map. And Natu is elated, or probably very relieved. Mixture of the 2.
I don't know. I mean, I apologize to everyone for probably not managing to be very unbiased, but you know, it is what it is, and we just got to work with what we have, right? And well, obviously, I'm super happy that's happening. This team, you know, they've gone through some rough times in the past 5 months. It's been super rough. Now coming in with the stand-in, stun again in second last minute, and then pulling off this, they basically won GODSENT on 3 maps, just lost 1. So in total, when you think about the first map as well. So yeah, obviously I'm proud, happy for them.
Welcome back, pal.
Of course you're happy for them, Natu. They're your boys, they're your team. They did very, very well. Each team won the other's map pick, I think 16-6.
Yep.
And then the final round was an absolute nail-biter on Mirage. What did the guys do to pull it out of the bag?
I mean, that last map was just pure madness. I've got to be honest with you. Like we said during the cast, the first 10 rounds, even though it was all 10-0 for ENCE, it was so close. Every single round was so close that it could have, just one round for GODSENT could have really just changed the pace of the game, go towards GODSENT. But instead, all the clutches, all the one-on-ones, all the after plans, everything just going the way of my fence. So, you know, that's the way it goes. But then obviously a little bit of a moment of crumble there.
Yeah, do you think their T side could have been stronger from the start?
I mean, let me think back a little bit. I mean, they went for a lot of the just the mid plays, right? And just like the problem really was, again, a lot of the rounds came super close on that one as well. So I mean, I don't know. It's hard to really analyze it for me right now.
We've got an interview on the way, which should be good. We will be able to get some insight, and we'll be able to see Papa with one of his children, so to speak.
Oh, that's one of my kids coming in.
Yes. There we go. Would you like to conduct the interview yourself? Because I think you are the choice person to do it.
Pala, you're the host. It's your job.
I know, but
that's why you're getting all the 6 Gorilla.
No, I think it'd be good if please put this on. Thank you. And I just want to see initial thoughts between you two.
I just one of these.
Have they done you proud?
I mean, like I said, it's been a tough few months for the team, and so it's super cool to see them go through the semifinals now, beating GODSENT, who obviously, also a newer team. I think in terms of when the teams were sorted, around the same time, GODSENT obviously has had a much better first 5 months of the year than we have had. So in that sense, super happy that we're pulling this off.
Yeah, well, Zate, how did it go for you?
Pretty well. Team carried.
You felt your team carried you?
Yeah, pretty much.
See, this is what I'm talking. Meta, that was father to son.
Kind of.
I couldn't hear him, so I was like, let's fix that.
Beautiful moment and
Yeah.
some beautiful CS there. But like we mentioned, each team won the other's map pick. Why did that happen from your perspective?
Well, I don't actually know. We thought Cash was our best map, but obviously it wasn't.
You'll be going on tomorrow to play Dignitas. Is that a better matchup for you than GODSENT, or do you think it could be easier?
I think it's
Sorry,
easier.
or it could be harder.
I think it's easier for us. We have been practicing against them, and we played pretty well against them.
Have you played them much already? Do you have much experience going up against that specific roster or the players individually?
I don't know. They have the same map pool as we have, and we've been playing a few officials against them and a few practice matches, so it's been pretty okay.
Okay, which maps do you think are likely to come up tomorrow then? Could we see some Cobble action perhaps?
Yeah, probably Couple and Mirage.
Okay. Any questions from you guys?
I'll pass it to Natty, man.
Pass to me. What am I supposed to say? Seriously, it was a hard enough cast to do.
Well, so
casting your own team.
Yeah,
now
well,
you're putting me on the spot
No,
to do some
I
questions.
don't mean to put you on the spot at all, but it is worth mentioning that when, so we were sitting over there, Helium, myself and Launders, and doing a great job casting as per usual, but what you see on his face is a lot of stress and happiness at times too. And what's it like to watch your team, number one, and then having to cast them whilst watching them?
It's mind-blowing, to be honest with you. I mean, it's super hard to watch. It's way easier when you're playing yourself, when you're committed to the... I mean, you're part of the play, so you don't really have time to be nervous. But when you're watching, you can see everything unfold. It's super hard, especially the casting. I felt like, you know, it's just trying to keep objective because you're casting for people that are watching from both sides, obviously, not just, you know, casting for ENCE fans, but casting for Counter-Strike fans in general. So it is super hard, has to be said. A lot of energy was just spent casting that best of 3, feels like.
Zata, what was it like? Is that correct pronunciation, by the way?
Yeah,
Okay, great. Nasu, what's it like playing with him currently instead of Zonda?
it was hard at the beginning, but it's now like he's fitting our team well.
He seems to be playing at quite a good level, which is maybe slightly... I mean, I'm sure you guys all play with each other probably a bit regularly still. Yeah, and so it's maybe not as much as an impact as a regular sort of stand-in that isn't necessarily so related to the team. But nonetheless, is it difficult to play with him? Is it tough?
It's not tough, but it's like Stonda was our main AVP, and now we had to change some roles, so it was hard at the beginning.
Okay, and so what's the role that he's kind of fitting into now, from you guys' perspective?
I don't know, he's like a rifler for us, playing Stonda's places.
Okay, great. Going into tomorrow then, it's Dignitas for you, and then we've got, who is it in the second semi? It's Hellraisers and Orbit. So some great Counter-Strike coming tomorrow. Congratulations to you for making it through. And that's it from you. Feel free to go off. Congratulations again if you want to say anything to Nart and Mets, because we're going to see the group stages on the screen now. If any of you would like to run us through it.
Yeah, so it was just a case of a lot of strange matches today, a couple of upsets as well. I've got to say as well, Epsilon, they won a fan in me. Yeah. I thought that they'd get absolutely wrecked. I thought they would be the weakest team here. I'm happy to be proven completely wrong. But in terms of Group B, I think it went fairly where we thought it would. Maybe the exception being I actually went with Hellraisers GODSENT to come out of this group, but instead it was ENCE. But I did say I think ENCE had a pretty good chance of getting through. So no huge surprises there. CSGO Lounge Gaming, didn't expect too much out of them. And now we can see in the upper brackets tomorrow, so a couple of pretty sick matchups there.
And now,
yeah,
what's interesting is obviously we're going to be doing a double elimination bracket. So it doesn't mean if you lose tomorrow, you're not going to be out. It's going to be all best of threes throughout the rest of the tournament as well. So I mean, this, if anything, they should definitely be the best two candidates going through, being the finalists first of all in this tournament, but also be a part of the major qualifier coming down later in the summer.
Definitely, and that double elimination format will surely prove that. Guys, any thoughts, final thoughts about how today has gone?
Yeah, just what a day of Counter-Strike. Obviously, super surprised what happened with SK. You know, they went out first. Kudos to Epsilon for surprising everyone, and just really, I mean, they played super close against Orbit as well. So definitely a lot of poise, a lot of talent there in that lineup as well. I mean, Hellraisers, I think, thought, you know, they did business as usual for them.
Yep.
So, I mean, a day of, you know, a lot of emotions for us, I guess.
It's been a long day of Counter-Strike, but I think overall the favorites to progress through have done just that. You know, Hellraisers have looked probably the most finished article, I'd say. Dignitas had a couple of sketchy moments, but did manage to get their way through. Most importantly, though, for Dignitas, they managed to do something that we haven't seen a great deal of them, and that's battle against these very close, nitty-gritty kind of matches where they go behind, where they lose a couple of clutches, when they lose a couple of rounds they really should win. So that's good news for Dignitas. That's a couple of promising signs that maybe they are a bit more headstrong, which has been one of the main issues. Their choking has been a real concern.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a big tick against their name.
Okay, well, tomorrow we will see if that comes to fruition. Teams that have gone out today, just to recap before we shoot off: GODSENT, SK, CSGO Lounge, and Epsilon. There were some reasonable performances in there. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see CSGO Lounge play ourselves. We'll have to see if they can bounce back. We will be back tomorrow at 11:40 for the first match, which will be Orbit versus Hellraisers. It is sure to be a fantastic competition. Thank you very much to Natu, Metas, Launders, and Helium. We will see you tomorrow.